Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, booshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at booshakalakapodcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Booshakalaka Podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany, joined by my co-host, Pierre.
Excellent question. Though I wouldn't call it a war exactly. That suggests both sides stand an equal chance of winning.
I hate that these have gotten shorter and shorter. Like, at this point, let's switch roles because we got the phenomenal Lucy Liu in Kill Bill, and now we're getting, hey, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Like, I need more.
My chemical peel, it hurts when I talk to
more action, more energy, more
It's
action.
like having Botox.
Ooh.
But that was X-Men First Class, sorry.
Get out of here. You know what happens to a frog when it's electrocuted?
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's been struck by lightning? Go to hell.
Oh, a toad. You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else. I was so angry when she did that. I was so mad.
Because you thought you were going to have to really think about it?
Jesus Christ. All right, well, we want to thank Jay for being on our show last week for the phenomenal episode that was Dead Heist, even though the movie was garbage. So we are here this week to review X, which is a 2022 movie, and the synopsis goes like this. A group of actors set out to make an adult film in rural Texas under the noses of their reclusive hosts. But when the elderly couple catches their young guest in the act, the cast finds themselves in a desperate fight for their lives.
Well, that's good. That's a good one.
I mean, at this point, I feel like we should make up our own if you don't like the ones that I find.
No, I thought that was a good one. I mean, but again, we're in the 2020s, so I feel like they have no choice but to make good ones.
Well, this movie is set in 1979, though.
And you know what? That's the only thing I didn't like about it. I don't like when movies are set back because it looked like it was old. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just looked old.
Like, but I appreciated that. I hate period pieces with, and you know, what is the saying that they say? On Bridgerton, you know, a couple of them own an iPhone.
Yeah.
Like, no, I actually appreciated this. They actually look like they were from the 70s, especially Kid Cudi with that damn afro.
Yeah. So
Jackson Hole.
It looked like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes, it definitely had big TCM vibes. Turner Classic Movies. So anywho, it's 1979. We start out with these cops going off to this farmhouse, and it also reminded me of like the segment on Kill Bill when they got to the church with the bride.
Yeah, where they're basically going over the crime scene. Yeah.
So they go in, and we know something.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That's a good callback. Yeah.
So, basically the cops are surveying the premises. Something bad happened here. There's numerous dead bodies wrapped in bags, and then one of the deputies comes up. He says, "Sheriff, I need you to see this." And he goes down to the basement and he says, "Oh my God, my God." They do have a little twang in their accent, so I feel like we'll like mesh well here because we still, even though we're gone. Actually, you still live in the South, but I feel like my Southern accent comes and goes. It has ebbs and flows. So we meet Maxine Meeks, sniffing some coke and calling herself a goddamn sex symbol.
Yeah, and she wants to be a star. She wants the whole world to know her name.
Star. I will not accept a life that isn't for me.
Ooh, that isn't. Damn it, she's literally the last line of the movie. Don't make me laugh.
I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
Yes, there we go. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. We start off with our group.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
We start off with our group. I don't know their name.
Okay, so we have. I'm gonna give.
Well, no, I do. Hold on.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
We have, of course, as Tiffany said, Maxine. We have her boyfriend Wayne, and we have RJ, the cameraman, and his girlfriend Lorraine.
And then
we have Bobby Lynn the blonde porn star, Brittany Snow, and we have Kid Cudi, Jackson Hole. And so they're all in a van. This, I'm telling you, in reading about it, I understood that the director took a lot of cinematography and stuff like that from older movies, like around like 70s movies, like Texas Chainsaw, because it felt just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're all stuffed in the van going to, where were they going? Woodstock, so it just felt like it, I don't know, it really gripped me in. This was an actual good movie.
And they see somebody on the side of the road, but this time it was a dead cow. Something happens, but something tragic happens before they make it to their destination, basically. Correct. So these are all whores, and they're going out to this farmhouse to film a porno. Maxine and Bobby Lynn are burlesque dancers or strippers, if you want to call them, and they're filming a porno called The Farmer's Daughters. And they felt that it was just smart to drive from Houston to this rural area, which is close. I guess it's probably closer to the coast because, there's like a lake there and there's gators in the lake. So it's cheaper for them to film there, basically. So they got the whole crew and they're driving out to this house. And we just hear them kind of like banter back and forth during that time. What you got?
So, why not just rent a hotel room? Motel room.
So I think they wanted to be authentic because think about it. There's a part where they're in the barn and they're fake milking the cow, just to get the, but yeah, they didn't really need to. They put themselves in this predicament, if you ask me. So they're at a gas station and we see this evangelical Christian, that's our favorite thing, on the TV, and he's basically preaching the sermon about whores and what does she say? That's a huge bitch and all of those types of terrible people. And he's basically like, I will not accept the life I don't deserve. And it is a running bit throughout the movie. Everybody turns on the TV and we see this pastor. So we're like, okay, what's going on with him? Is he in the movie? I honestly thought that he was going to be one of the old people. So I thought that they were watching an old showing of the pastor doing his sermon. I thought that he was going to be one of the people at the farm. So it actually surprised me when he wasn't.
And they're openly talking about making this movie like around the general public, which I don't know. It just seemed like I don't know. It just didn't seem smart. Cause like, what if they know Howard, cause they're basically going to rent out, I hate saying a room. They're renting out a guest house. It looked like a shack.
Their guest barn.
Guest barn of Howard. And he's just this old man. And him and his wife are just like basically invalids. So,
they're recluse.
What are they paying? Like $30 cheap.
Yeah. So he said $30 a night for 2 people. So he passes them a sweet 100 since it's actually, was it 5 of them? What? 3 women?
6.
Yeah, 6 of them. 3 women and 3 men. Yeah.
So, and I mean, do we care that they're filming him putting gas on the car and they're acting like
no, they're doing like bit parts throughout their journey to the house. They get to the farm and Wayne goes up. So Wayne is the producer of the film. He's also dating Maxine. So he goes up to the door, he knocks on the door, and the old man comes up. He's like, "You from the damn county?"
He pulls a gun on him.
Right, I don't know if they hadn't paid their county fees or their taxes or something. Like they're
we know why. We know why.
Because they nasty.
Yeah, he steps outside. He's like, I don't like none of y'all. And I felt a hint. I felt a hint of racism.
But he didn't see him just yet. So they were deep in the van. There was no way he could have saw him. I just think they don't like people. Yeah, shut up.
He smelled this Burberry cologne.
Think that they don't like young people.
Yeah.
Burberry, it was probably, oh God, Dracar Noir.
I hate that I know what that is. So
it's from Family Guy.
He begrudgingly lets them stay. And so they set up everything. And just so you know, basically Wayne left his wife for Maxine. No shock there. And Lorraine, though she, she's, of course, RJ and Lorraine, like RJ really wants to be a filmmaker, like a serious filmmaker. And so he's trying to make this porn film different than the others. He's not trying to make smut. He's trying to make it look cinematic. And Lorraine's just on for the ride, but she's more conservative. They call her church mouse. She's not really into the whole porn thing. She hasn't seen it yet, and we'll get to that. But yeah, just giving a little.
Well, at this point, Debbie Does Dallas had come out. And that was like the first mainstream porn movie. I've actually never seen it. I think she goes around Dallas sucking dick. I don't know. I haven't paid any attention to it. I don't know the premise of it, but it was like the first mainstream porn movie that everybody knew about. So everybody jumped on the train. There was like a big boom in doing pornos in the 70s because of that movie and how much money that it made.
Was it like porn with storylines, or were they?
Yeah, yes. It had a storyline. Yeah, I mean, they all kind of have. Well, like now it's like 10 seconds and then they're. Yeah. But I don't know. The free sites that we use, we never get the full story.
Because that's why I'm like, because I'm thinking like Boogie Nights and stuff like that. When it was like, the plumber, like that was new then. So I'm trying to think of the time range when it became
it's like around it's like around that time, because I think that they mentioned Debbie Does Dallas in Boogie Nights as well. So they get into the room and they're like talking for, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes, and they're like, all right, let's get to going. And then it was on and popping, and I was like, nobody took a shower. I'm real big on hygiene. I don't know if you know. It's not even me being nasty. It's just me caring about myself. Don't fuck my pH balance up because you didn't take a shower. We gotta be in sync, baby. Too many run-ins for that bullshit. But they get right to it. It's Bobby Lynn and Jackson, who are kind of in a relationship, kind of not. They get to it, and their sex scene is so unappealing. I was not turned on in the least. Nothing. I was not perked up. I was not interested at all.
Well, are you turned on by Kid Cudi? But it's like
no.
It's
the moans. I have an ex-boyfriend that actually looks like Kid Cudi. It's hilarious. But the moans were fake. But you actually can see that she was faking it, because there's a part where she like looks and somebody's doing something in the background and she's like, huh? And he's like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like
which I don't know how it works. To me, it would. I don't know. Maybe the moan. Okay, maybe the moan. Because I'm like, I don't know. Wouldn't hurt, but because he's supposed to be well endowed, so I just. But okay.
Right. There was no lube or nothing. Jesus. He just jumped right in. Like he kissed her a couple of times. There was like no foreplay. He just went straight into smashing. I don't know. Maybe she's just used to him, or maybe he wasn't.
Were they doing foreplay back then though?
They were sucking dick at least.
Well, I mean, but that's because that, there's, I feel like it would have taken a feminist movement, because they wouldn't, I mean, do they really care about the pleasure of, you know what I mean? I feel like now, of course, they probably do it, but I feel like back then.
They still do the man more, which is, I mean, I can't say, we've all seen them, but the majority, they focus on that, in straight porn. In straight porn they do. I'm pretty sure, I mean, in gay porn too, because, I mean... You got 2 of them. So anywho, while they're getting it on, Maxine is like, well, you know what? It's not my turn yet to be on camera, so I'm just gonna head over. I mean, she's like, I'm gonna head over to the lake.
Right.
You okay? Okay. She takes a nice swim in the lake, like, which is some white people should, because there's no way in hell I'm jumping in no.
We just talked about pH balances. And she gets into a naked in a lake that's green. And they just be like in the water with their mouth.
I mean, she was like, woo. Only time I think I would like get in a lake like that if it was like The Walking Dead outside, zombie apocalypse, ain't no running water. I gotta wrench off somehow. Like that's the only way. And then my feet, I'm still gonna be like right by the shore. I'm gonna bend over and splash the water.
Yeah, I mean, and then I hate when they have kids during apocalyptic times anyway, because like what? So
off with their head.
So in the midst of her swimming, she starts head on back, and there's an alligator and it is pursuing her. And
Lake Placid is in the water. Lake Placid is in the water.
Ooh, if I had a dick, this is where I tell you to suck it. And
Oh,
so,
R.I.P. Betty White,
Betty.
I love you.
But it pisses me off because like I know they stalk their prey, but baby, he moving too slow for me because she moving too slow for me. It was just very. That was when I was like, oh,
she didn't even see it, so she
no,
has no idea that it's
right.
there,
And it took her forever to like
crazy.
get up. It was like, but even if, at the very least, there's a snake in there. There's an otter. You know they like to play around.
Bitch,
I'm not letting you touch me.
There is a frog.
Why is that more scary?
There's amoebas.
The amoeba boy.
It's a beaver in that bitch. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Angry beavers. So she escapes death, and then she like walking back. I don't know. Is she smoking a cigarette or something? She's doing something stupid. That whole outfit pisses me off. Like overall, naked in overalls, and so
just scratching a cooter up, jeans on cooter.
So in the midst of everything, she's walking back on the side of the shack, and she sees an old woman, and she's like waving at her. She's like, "Bitch, what the fuck is this?" It's just very. Maybe it's not creepy. It's just like ew. And she like motions for her to come inside. Yeah, funny. And so
the child. Tangina, where are you? Okay. Yeah, so she goes in and their house is nasty as fuck. They ain't washed dishes in 10 to 12 business days. It's disgusting. There's flies everywhere. Pearl is the lady's name. She offers her a beverage.
A lemonade.
Lemonade.
And they're still filming. It's weird because like they're still filming her Bobby and Jackson's scene. But I'm like, didn't y'all just fuck? Do they film the sex first and then film the before? Because I'm like, what are y'all doing now? Like, why are you serving lemonade?
I think that was it. I think that he did mention in the RJ, the cameraman, mentioned that he has this whole editing and he can splice together things from part to part because they thought they had to do it in order. So I think it was more like a daylight type of thing, I like this light for this scene. And not, vice versa, blah, 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 blah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Pearl starts blabbing, and she's like, yes. I remember when I was young. And she starts showing Maxine pictures of her in her youth. And the person in the picture looks exactly like Maxine. And she's like, yes, to be young and beautiful again. And she then starts, so Maxine is wearing these overalls with nothing underneath them. Pearl reaches over and slightly grazes Maxine's stomach. She's like,
what the fuck you doing?
She said, why'd you do that? And Pearl doesn't say anything. And then Howard, the husband, you hear him pull up. She's like, get out of here. It'll be our little secret.
She's like, what secret? Like, what the fuck happened?
Shh, get out of here.
So Maxine goes out the side door. Howard comes in. Oh God, these fucking old couple. And so it's time for Maxine to shoot her scene. And basically she's the younger sister of Bobby Lynn's character, and she's supposed to be milking a fucking cow. They had to go to the store to get milk.
That doesn't turn me on. No, like what? Plumber, that doesn't turn me on. Nurse, that doesn't turn me on. Police officer, fuck no. Fireman, maybe. Rich businessman, yes.
I hate you so much. Rich business. I don't know. Maybe the innocence of a farm girl. I'm not trying to do this thing where I get into the minds of these people.
Like, which is disgusting. Like the most popular type of porn are like, oh, my 18-year-old stepdaughter. Legal. It's disgusting.
It's sad because it happens in gay porn as well. Like, ooh, my stepdad
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My stepdad wants me, or what we're really bad at. I'm not weird. These is white gay people. What they're really bad at is incest. So it'll be like my stepbrother or my cousin or my little brother. I've seen little brother. I've seen nephew. A lot of incest stuff is like, that's just. And granted, I don't ever, because I don't watch this, so I don't know if that's the actual plot. I just know, the title. So I don't know if they put that, but again, if that title,
it could be clickbait. Like, yeah,
right? But
like
why is that clickbait? So
ew,
yeah, it's
barf me out.
It's gotten weird. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's really bad. But Maxine does her little segment, and then she's riding Jackson like a motorbike.
And Pearl creeps up, and she's just watching from the window, and she sees her younger self in Maxine when she's riding the baloney pony, and
she imagines herself riding him, and so we see Maxine ride it, and then it turns into Pearl's face, and then I threw up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just, and so this is getting Pearl all hot and bothered. Like, Pearl is feeling it. She likes this kind of shit, and so she tries to. This is so sad. This is so sad. She tries to get dolled up. She starts brushing her thin gray ass hair. Taking the roots out, and she tries to. What does she put on? Some old ass lipstick. I don't know. Might have been paprika. I don't know. Some seasoning from downstairs. Some mud, and she tries to make herself look pretty. I'm a pretty girl. You're not a pretty girl. So
I was thinking, you like my body? You think I'm sexy? You want to date me? Trim spot, baby. R.I.P. Anna Nicole.
Wow. You may have to pay for that one at the pearly gates. You may get asked about that. So, so she tries to seduce her husband, Howard, and he's like, I can't, my heart. So apparently he has a bad heart, and if he has sex, he'll fucking die. Old people,
I wonder if he has sex, he'll die, or if he orgasms, he'll die.
Yeah, so which is honestly, the fact that he can still get it up is pretty amazing. So,
and you know what? I think everybody should be bust. I mean, do what you got to do, baby. Whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you're gonna go out, why not go out like that?
With a bang. Is that what go out with a bang actually means?
Fuck you. But I will say this: I don't like that stereotype that you get old and you get I know erectile dysfunction can happen, but Jeff Goldblum, didn't he just have a kid?
Why do you think Viagra's so cheap? Why do you think Viagra's still in the market?
That's why I'm just like, I don't know if I believe that, just because they still be.
I believe that your sex drive, of course, goes down.
Yeah.
But you still can get it in when you wanna.
Right. So I'm just like, because there are too many old. And then look, Robert De Niro just had a kid. Like, y'all be fucking. But his heart is the issue. So she's all set. Like, she just looks so pathetic throughout this whole.
Right. Oh, you're so pathetic.
Like you're pathetic.
You feel sorry for her. Oh yeah, Margot. You feel sorry for her.
You remembered. Aww.
You feel so sorry for her, but
briefly,
I ain't finna fuck her. But you know what? Honestly, Howard could have gotten down there and ate that carpet.
That's enough.
He could have. But I'm just saying, he could have pleasured her without actually having sex with her.
He could have fingered her.
Well, we don't.
Finger bang you into my life, girl.
He could have used his hand. Right. He could have pleasured his wife.
A toy. Come on now. What in the 70s?
Yeah, there was. Girl, a zucchini. I don't know. So we're back with the crew, and they're kind of just chilling. They're just chilling around, and Lorraine's like, "How do y'all do it? When you're in a relationship, how can you just sleep with somebody?" And they basically, everybody, is answering Lorraine. Even RJ, who was Lorraine's boyfriend, is like, well, when the camera's on, we're acting. We're not, it's not real, even though we are in the moment, we're in the throes of passion. It's not real. So Lorraine was like, okay. So then all of a sudden they just start singing. Bobby Lynn starts singing a song. And then after the song is over, Lorraine was like, "Look, bitch, I want to be in a movie."
Hello. And
he got a big dick. And he played a guitar.
And RJ, I'm dropping everything. You just really threw me off. And RJ is like, "Oh, wait, no, hold up. Let me change my tune. Baby, no, not you. This is okay for them, but not you." And she's like, "But why? You just said it's
right. It's the double standard."
Funny. because these conversations are still happening to this day when it comes to porn stars and their relationships and how do you do. It's so funny.
Mhm.
But yeah, and RJ gets a rude motherfucking awakening because he goes out, he tries to get Wayne to talk her out of it. And baby, by the time they get back up in that motherfucking house, they done dolled her up.
Lorraine said, "Put me in, coach."
Like, baby, she don't look like Jenna Ortega no more. She still looks
so young. I know. I hated looking at her.
And it's crazy because she's not that young. Like, in retrospect, she's like, what, 20? I thought 24? She was like 24.
I mean, they don't show her having sex in the movie. So, right. I mean, they just show her in like a bra and panty because she probably was not comfortable doing that. And that's fine. Yeah, but we saw Maxine's titties. We saw Bobby Lynn's titties.
Well, to be fair, Brittany Snow, it's about time.
We had 2 titties.
I had 2 titties. Now I have 4 titties. Now I had 2 titties. Now I had 6 titties.
But he only had 4 titties because we didn't get to see Lorraine's titties. Yeah. But anywho, so she goes in there with her, they don't show them actually in the act, but she does go through with it. She does sleep with Jackson for a part in the movie. She does mention, she's like, well, I'm younger than both these bitches. I'm gonna bring in the paper. I look the youngest.
Yeah. To RJ's point, RJ had a point though. The storyline doesn't make sense anymore now because where does this girl come from? So I'll give him that, but that's all I'm gonna be able to give him because that's all he gets.
But it doesn't matter. You can just rewrite it.
Whatever.
But like Lorraine said, you're not coming here for the plot.
Touche.
Which is a very, very good point. So they the end of the night, Lorraine is sleeping peacefully with a smile on her face, baby. And RJ is bent over in the shower fucking crying.
Like literally. Like he's been destroyed. Like this is what it's so funny. Because in movies they usually have
right. Sitting like when Stewie was sitting in the shower. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
So yeah. I mean, he's over it. He's pissed. So he's like, you know what? Yeah. She wants to do this. She wants to do, and it's typical male shit. Because like, if they'd asked him to be
now,
yeah. If they had asked him to be like, again, he literally justified it, and then now because it affects you, now you're crying. Typical red pill podcast bullshit. So yeah, he's like, fuck her, fuck them. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna leave them stranded. So that's his plan, which I would beat the fuck out of him just considering not even how to get back, but we have now.
I don't think he was leaving. I think he just wanted, honestly, he loves that girl. So I think he was just trying to get away.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and probably go somewhere and get a drink or something like that. You know, just get blow some steam off probably.
Yeah. Well, his steam get blown off because he's backing up and he sees Pearl looking she looks so fucking pathetic. And she's just sitting there like, rags to riches looking ass. And he's like, hey, you okay? Let's get you back inside. And she's like, hey, touch me. Make me feel good. Make me feel good. Like she's
okay, Holly Berry.
She's just so pathetic because she's like not speaking. She's just like,
But she starts like getting close to him and rubbing her face on him. And like, I found this part unrealistic because he's mad at his girlfriend. He's never met this lady. He would have left. Mm-hmm. I would have left because I would have saw her in the middle. If she was standing there, I'd be like, "You all right?" Oh, okay. Rolled the window up and kept it moving, like because they had no automatic back then. But right. I would have just got the fuck out of there. There's no way. But Pearl tries to like rub up on him, get frisky. He's like, "Hold up," but he does it in the nicest way.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Let me get you back inside. It's late. Blah blah blah." Pearl said, "Oh, you don't want me? Is that what it is?" Bam! And then that bitch just stabs him in the fucking throat.
And so
where was the knife? Because she hugged him completely. He would have saw the knife.
First of all, this movie should have been called "How Geriatrics Get Away with Murder" because there's no way these slow ass people are fucking y'all up. So yeah, he's dying. Once you get stabbed in the neck, it's pretty much over with. I mean, unless there's a paramedic on site, baby. You can put pressure on it if you want to, but baby, she got him pretty good. She straddles him. I thought she was about to rape him, but she doesn't.
Oh my god, I did too.
Thought she was about to rape him. but she just straddles him and just starts stabbing him, like just like fucking him up. Like his neck is about to come off at this point.
So do you think if he would have gave her some booty, she would have killed him?
That's the thing, I don't know. And I'm scared. I'm mad that, well, we're about to find out why I think yes. I think she would have got the booty and then killed him, but we'll find out why in a minute. So she gets up off him after his neck is almost like off his damn body. Like it's blood and cheese. And then
she does her fucking rendition of Swan Lake.
I was pissed. She just starts dancing. And of course she's elderly, so she's not even giving it to us how she wanted. Like she's not mothering. She just
yes, Pearl, give us nothing. Like Dua Lipa when she first started performing. Give us nothing.
Like, so yeah, it's on and popping, baby. There's been a murder. And so Lorraine wakes up and she's like, where the fuck is my man that I just cheated on? Oh, he's gone. So she goes and she finds Wayne. Wayne is
Wayne is I don't know. He
got on some panties. And and she's like, hey, where's he at? I don't see him. I don't see the car. What's going on? And he's like, look, he probably just, upset that you fucked somebody else on his ass. He'll get over it. She's like, oh, help me find him. I'm gonna go look for him. So they go out. At least she puts some shoes on. He walks out barefoot. You talk about hygiene. You're at a fucking barn.
Yes, cows, manure, doo-doo, everything.
And he just barefoot going look for him. So he goes look for him in the barn. Lorraine goes up at the house looking for him. And he's like walking through the barn. What did this remind me of? Home Alone. He steps on a fucking nail with a nail that's in a board, and he falls back.
It was bright enough to see in there. Like there wasn't like a pile of hay on top of it. The nail was just like boom.
I look down when I walk. I'm sorry. He steps directly on it. He pulls it out, just blood squirting out. He's like,
like I don't even walk around my apartment without any kind of slippers on because those staples at the side of the carpet will fuck you up. They will get you every time. They will tear you up.
You'll be out of here. You'll be in the ER. So he's like, I don't know, cussing out the cows and chickens because he's pissed. And so I don't understand why he does this, but he goes over and he starts looking through the peephole in the barn. And I'm like, why is he doing this? I didn't understand this part. Skip to Lorraine and Howard. She's like, help me find my boyfriend. He's like, he's being an asshole. He's like, I don't like y'all, but I'm gonna help. So they go in the house and he's like, hey, I only got one flashlight, but there's another flashlight in the basement. And
had the power been cut?
I mean, I guess they're going out because they're going outside. But
okay.
The TV's still on.
Yeah.
So,
you're right.
And she goes down there. She finds the flashlight. She's like, hey, I found it. Runs back up. Baby, she locked in. She's like, hey, I don't know why they be trying to play. Like, girl, this was intentional. So yeah, she's locked in the barn. She's freaking out. She's scared.
Like, I would have woke everybody up. If I would have ran into Howard and he's like, hey, come in. I don't know you. I'll be right back. Like, I'm not doing it. Even though you are old and decrepit, I'm not doing it, baby. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I didn't understand, but yeah, it wouldn't have been me. Wouldn't have been me. So she's locked in. She's screaming. She's scared. Blah, 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 blah. And so Wayne is looking through the peephole and pop. And because they cut scenes, we don't immediately get to see what happens. But then we get to see that he was actually stabbed through the eyes with a pitchfork. And so Pearl stabbed him with the pitchfork. And he's dead as a doornail. I mean, it doesn't take much after that, and
but she continues to she overkills.
Yeah, she does this a lot.
Stab him,
she does this a lot, and I don't understand what her issue is. But now we've got 2 dead people and a captured person.
Uh-oh. 2 dead, 1 captured because Lorraine is stuck in the basement. So now that Wayne is dead, we skip back to Lorraine. So Lorraine goes back down. She uses the flashlight to find the overhead light in the basement. She pulls the basement, and we see behind her there is a body. She turns around and she's like, I can't do it, but you know.
But it was pretty good. But yeah, so it's a naked body.
I thought it was RJ. I thought it was RJ.
Right. No, he's been dead for a while because his skin's been. But yeah, he's a naked body. He's not naked. He's like they pulled his pants down and his little penis is there.
You think Pearl jumped on that thing post or pre?
I know she did. That's why I was saying because I'm sure whether he willingly gave it to her or not, he was giving it to her, and they still killed his ass.
Pearl said, "Jump on the dick." Ew.
So Jackson wakes up, and because I don't know, he's a Marine, and I don't know, I guess they just wake up in the middle of the night to go get some milk. And so,
no, he said he heard something,
and so he goes to get a drink of milk, and then he hears Howard. He sees the flashlight. He sees Howard coming, so he answered the door butt naked and all. I was so tired of looking at a kid cutting no ass having ass, and
why was he was like walking like
because he did something
weird.
So he just standing there.
He fucked 3 women in one damn day. That's a lot. He might be a little tired.
Right. So he just stands there, dick swinging, and he's like, and Howard's like, "Help me find my wife. She's old. She's old, and she gets discombobulated, and it's nighttime, and she gets confused, and I need your help." And so,
look,
Jackson
look, I don't know you. I don't know you.
Jackson is thinking, he's a Marine, so they have that code, like, for the country, not for some bullshit.
Howard was a Marine too, and he fought in both World Wars.
Right, so they have this connection. Jackson feels like they have this connection. Howard ain't got no fucking connection with this black man.
You are a black Marine. You
right,
Marine.
like, sir, hide behind the Operation Hide Behind the Darkie. Like,
no, Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
Operation Human Shield. So but he has this sense of duty, so he goes and he's like, "Let me get my skivvies." I'm like, "Oh God, thank you for reminding me. This is the fucking 70s. Grow up, bitch." So he puts on his his panties. Well, he actually wearing his boxer briefs, and he actually puts shoes on and goes to help him look for Pearl. And so they go around looking at around the lake, and they split up, go in their separate directions, looking around. So Jackson ends up finding, what is it in the water? It's like the flashlight's in the water, and he thinks that Howard done went and got the car. It's a car. But he thinks that Howard went, like, I don't know, went down there
fell in the water or something. Yeah, like
he's
that.
Like,
because he's old, so I can get
calling him Pops. And he's like, Pops.
I think he forgot his damn name. Or he never knew it.
Right, Pops. And so he doesn't, ends up saving him, but he goes back around the lake. I thought he was gonna get eaten by the alligator, but he doesn't. And he's like, "Hey, I thought you had, drowned, and just Howard just starts confronting him, like pissed at him. And he's like, "You what does he call him? He wanted to call him a millennial or a Gen Z, but it's something else. Damn, what is it? Come on now. It's like not charlatan, but it's like a pompadour, something. Basically, you young, sexy motherfuckers coming around here enticing my wife." And so Jackson's like, "Bitch, what the fuck?" He's like, "Yeah, you motherfucker." And they go at it, and he basically shoots him in the chest. I'm so mad because the reaction time, again, this is an old man. He has a gun. He's berating you. You don't think to grab that shotgun? Like, I mean, come on now. He had ample time to get away.
Yeah, because the guy, he did a complete 180. He was helping you, wanting to find his wife, and then he's like, "You motherfucker, you did this. No, you're out of here. You're out of here. Get out of here. Now."
Like, all I had to do was push him, and he would have tumbled over, and you would have ran. Like, come on.
Well, we see what happens in the end. So this part was the creepiest part in the whole movie. We see Maxine sleeping in the bed in the nude. Pearl is creeping in on her, and Pearl slinks her old crusty naked ass into the bed with Maxine and starts rubbing on her. So of course Maxine thinks that it's Wayne because she was sleeping in the bed with Wayne.
And this happens for a long time, y'all. Like,
I mean, she is, because she's turned the opposite way. So, you've been in the bed with somebody and they've rubbed on the back of you. You don't turn around thinking it's going to be old lady. But
now
she's rubbing. Girl, boy, everybody.
Because, baby, No
So
old bitches in the bed.
she thinks it's Wayne rubbing on her, and she's like, okay, I guess I'll give him some. So she turns around and she slowly opens her eyes and she looks, and it is fucking Pearl, looking like she is in the fit of throes of passion. Maxine screams so loud, I would have choked. I would have pushed her off the bed and broke her fucking neck. I'm not just gonna scream if you're in my bed. I'm kicking, pushing. Oh my god, her old decrepit, all of her
Can you
liver
imagine
splotches, oh my god.
imagine having a sleep paralysis dream and
And it's an old white lady in the bed with you.
she was really
that.
mad. She was really mad because her eyeshadow looked terrible. But she screams and wakes up Bobby Lynn. Mind you, everybody should have been screaming since all this shit started because clearly some shit going down. Baby.
The main house is pretty far from the barn. So it is,
yeah.
I guess if somebody screams, you wouldn't really hear him, especially when Lorraine screamed. She was in the basement. So of course she couldn't hear it at that point either. But it's like Pearl was trying to absorb her essence to make her younger again. Like, she would probably fucking feast on Maxine's blood, like she's Elizabeth Bathory or something, to bring her back to life or restore her essence.
What a fucking reference.
Right, so
oh my god.
Wait, so Bobby Lynn wakes up. She comes out the room, and we see Pearl's naked ass run past Bobby Lynn.
She's like, that old bitch was in the fucking bed with me. She's like, and so Bobby Lynn is actually being very sympathetic and empathetic about this whole situation because, you know, even though Maxine's freaking out, she goes and looks for Pearl. And
we would have went together.
I didn't understand it. I mean, I guess Maxine had to scrub herself, though.
Or I would have waited for Pearl to come back and we both kick this bitch's ass when she gets back. Because I'm not going out in the woods. It's dark.
And she's standing by the lake on the pier where Maxine was in the beginning. And she's still naked. And so Bobby Lynn, she brings a blanket. She's like, cover yourself up, ma'am. Are you okay? You know, she's being very nice. She's trying to help her. Again,
I guess they think she's like, what's the word? Has dementia or something like that. You know, something's going on with her.
Yeah. And none of these characters are, I mean, besides maybe like Wayne and RJ, none of these characters are just instantly unlikable. Like, they have compassion, they show their human side. So that's why, I mean, even with what she did, Bobby Lynn's like, you know, come on, cover yourself up. Are you okay? You know, hey, you know, my mom, my grandma went through the same thing. I understand. You know, let's get you out of this cold weather. And she's just like, you bitch, you whore,
you slut.
You look very much like
who do you think you are, coming over here prancing that sexy ass body in front of my husband? What are you doing? He don't want you, you ass nasty bitch.
Like the boys. After the blood comes the boys. Sniffing and wondering where that video comes from. Very much like Carrie's mom. And so
you coming over here with your dirty pillows.
Right, you little tramp. And so Bobby Lynn like, excuse me? Like, look, you fucking, and she pushes her in the water. And she's like, you, and that alligator come and snatch that bitch up so fucking quick.
Lake Placid.
And baby, he don't even snatch her up. You know, when they snatch you up, it's one thing, but when they start turning you trying to drown your ass, it's over with, baby. It's over with. I hate alligators. I hate them. And so, yeah, and Bobby Lynn's there as a doornail, and she's like,
I thought crocodiles did the death rolls.
Oh, was that a crocodile then? Oh, shit. I thought both of them did it. Well, anyway, it does the death roll, and the croc or alligator has killed this bitch, and then Howard rolled
Lake
up like,
Placid.
Yeah, and she like, you know, I've always hated blondes. I was like, goddamn. And so he's like, hey, and she, you know, they're basically telling, you know, now we are introduced as the audience that they are in cahoots. So it's not just her killing and him looking for her. You know, I mean, though he killed Jackson, that could be, you know, that could have been explained, but no, they're both in cahoots and they plan on killing these kids, and they know why they're killing these kids. And so they're just updating each other on what's going on. And he's letting her know, hey, I put one of the hoes in the basement. And she's like, all right, let's get the other buttons. And so,
Sling Blade.
Lorraine is
Lorraine. Smart for just a second.
She finds an axe. So she's like, okay, well, bitch. And again, another horror movie reference. We have to reference The Shining. So she bang, 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 bang.
Why does she axe away from the knob? Why? I'm axing right by the doorknob.
I hate that this has become a staple to this podcast, you saying that. And so, but she, like Tiffany says, she does it on the opposite side. She reaches her hand through to try to unlock it, which she does get it unlocked. But baby Howard come and slice and dice them fingers up. So it was so painful because human instinct, when your hand gets hit with something, you move it away. She keeps it there way too long for me. Because after one hit,
she didn't recoil.
But he like got it to where her fingers are like nubs at this point. I'm like, what?
She literally is like, grab a strong hand after that. Like, he fucks her up.
And so he's like, I told you to stay in there, stay in there, stay in there. And so she's just crying and like, help, 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 help. So they go back to the cabin.
After their kill-a-thon, Pearl and Howard reunite after their kill-a-thon, and bitch, they fuck.
She seduces him. He's like, I can't, my heart. She's like, come on, yes, you can. Give it to me. I need it. I want it.
Honestly, I think all things would have been perfectly okay if Pearl and Howard would have just asked to be in the movie. It's called The Farmer's Daughter, and they could have played the farmer.
Yeah.
They could have played the farmer. Right?
That would have been some hilarious shit. I would have pitched that shit so hard. We're going to open up to a new market, elderly people with elderly fetishes. There is a market
for everything.
Yes. Begrudgingly, but yes. So they get in there and, he just immediately go in and he's apparently doing a very good job. She's like, fuck me, Howard, fuck me.
Yeah, we get to see his booty rubbing.
Fuck me. So,
what did you say? Father, would you get out of there? You're no fun.
I hate you. So I believe the line is stay away from her, you bitch. But yeah, so while all this is going on, by the way, Maxine is under the bed while they're fucking. And so she crawls out of the guest house and runs into their house. No, I'm sorry. She finds Wayne's dead body. And then she goes into the house and then she hears Lorraine screaming, of course. So she, helps Lorraine get out. And she's like, they killed all these people. We have to find help. We have to stick together. They have a gun. Lorraine don't give a fuck. She's like, fuck you, fuck y'all. This is all your fault. I hate y'all. I hate every.
I'm trying to help you. These people are still alive. What? Lorraine was just out of her mind at this point.
Yeah. She's like, I hate you. This is all your fucking fault. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Maxine's like, we need to stick together, girl. We need, it's still two of them. This bitch go run out the front door. Bow!
They blast her ass back to Netflix. Said, don't you gotta film Wednesday season 2?
Like, blow her to bits. And so
it's like somebody got a slingshot and just bust her. She's so petite. And I figured that's what would happen if a shotgun hits. And because he hit her in her face too. So like the side of her face is all fucked up. Yeah. They tore her up. So Maxine is still hiding in the house. Mm-hmm. And Pearl and Howard are trying to lift up Lorraine's body to bring her inside. And Lorraine actually
does a death rattle.
Yeah, she coughs. She's like, oh. But she's dead. But she and bitch Howard's
he finally has that fatal heart attack that he's been trying to prevent this whole time.
And Lorraine
was it the sex? We don't know.
Pearl says, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I hate you. And so she's like, Howard. So, and mind you, Maxine, when she was looking for everyone's dead body, she grabbed
Wayne's
when
gun
she saw
out
RJ,
the car.
Which he mentions that he has, because the whole thing in the beginning was that Howard told Wayne that his wasn't loaded, and so he was like, oh, I have one in the glove compartment of my car that's not loaded as well. She doesn't know this, however.
Like, so why would Wayne go and get that? Like, before he start... Okay, anyway.
Because he was stupid and he didn't... Because he's stupid, that's why he died. And so, she Maxine comes out and she's like, where are the fucking car keys? I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. She's like, help me, he having a heart attack. She's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about... And it's some real shit. I'm so tired of these final girls not being like her. She like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about his heart attack. Ho, y'all just killed this girl. Where are the fucking keys?
Right. Hello? Girl, bye. Bye, Pearl.
Pearl she's like, they're behind the lamp, so she gonna get him, and and so you know, she started talking shit to her. Mind you, the evangelical is on the TV at this point. She starts talking shit to her. Go ahead.
Hold on. I got it. So but first off, I'm not going to give Pearl a fucking opportunity to speak. I'm just fucking blam. But she calls Maxine all types of things. And Maxine she said, you're just like me. She said, I'm nothing like you. You're a kidnapping, murderous sex fiend. I'm a fucking star. The whole world is going to know my name. I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
Click. The gun don't go off. Baby, that's all Pearl needed. Pearl grabbed that shotgun, stand up. She's like, you little whore. And I don't even know if there's anything I can reference where this has happened. But baby, she tries to shoot that gun at Pearl. I mean, Maxine. Maxine ducks. Pearl fly out that fucking window.
That recoil on that shotgun throw her old ass 25 meters.
It's the most hilarious part of the movie. And she's like, oh, my hip. Baby Maxine grabbed them keys. She get up. She
Pearl asked for help.
Yes.
Again.
She's like, help me, my hip. She walk over her, get in that car, and she's just...
Here's Pearl. You whore! You're not innocent. You're not special. It'll all be taken from you just like me. I'll tell everyone what you are.
She's like, oh, it'll be our little secret. Shh. Baby, she runs over this. She backs up, runs over this lady's head. She's dead as a doornail. And she just drives off. That's my type of girl. She didn't check to see. Notice, she didn't check to see if anybody else survived. She didn't baby, if y'all wasn't alive.
Right, because Bobby Jean could have still been alive. Jackson could have still been alive.
Then fuck it. If y'all wasn't there to help me during
if
y'all weren't with me when I was shooting in the gym, you don't get to ride with me in this motherfucking vehicle.
Okay, Kobe. Yeah. Oh, and then we zoom back into the TV, which is playing the same evangelical Christian, and he says, so when Maxine says, I will not accept the life I don't deserve, that the evangelical Christians, they say it at the same time, and it's in sync. And then the televangelist reveals that his daughter is actually Maxine, and, Satan and his pornographic ways have taken his beautiful daughter from him, and he will not rest until he brings her back.
Mm-hmm.
Then we cut to the police again, so we're back at the beginning of the movie, and the police discover RJ's camera, and the sheriff is like, it probably contains the footage of some goddamn fucked up horror picture.
End movie. This was a good fucking horror movie.
Did I make up for
yes, because when I was watching, I was like, because it's so popular. Even though it came out 2 years ago, it's very, very popular right now, probably because of Pearl and Maxine. But I've been seeing it. I just never knew what it was. I was just like, it looks old, so I'm not going to watch it. But this was actually very good. And I'm actually in the middle of watching Pearl. I didn't want to finish it because I didn't want to get the stories mixed up. But I'm in the middle of watching Pearl. It's on Amazon Prime for free right now. But this was really, really good. Like the story-wise, the kills, just the twist of it being two old people doing it, and the fact that they've done this before. I just thought it was really good. I thought it was really well put together. But then it's an A24 movie, and they usually do quality over everything else. So am I surprised? Not really. They usually have really good movies.
Okay. So what's your rating?
8. I'll give it 8.
Okay. I give it 7.5. Like, it was almost like great for me, but it was still good. Because it still had the same stupid horror tropes.
Yeah. I think it was very quick. If you really think about it, I feel like it was just very quick movie. Like, we may have taken some time covering it, but I feel like if you were talking to your friend about it, you can tell them about it in 5 minutes. Like, right. It's very quick.
Once Lorraine did her part of the movie, we zoomed. We got everybody out. We didn't waste any time on antibody into this movie.
Yeah, the movie takes place over the span of less than 24 hours. So yeah, it was very quick.
Literally less than 24 hours. Like, they were fucking, and then they were dead. Everybody except for Wayne and RJ got some that day. Yeah, which is very unfortunate. Yeah. Wayne, RJ could have got some, but he didn't want Pearl.
Right.
do it for 2022's X. Please be sure to join us next week when we review The Craft, the original Craft, not that remake shit. Actually,
Right.
I really didn't despise that one. It was
I hadn't seen it.
It was okay.
Yes.
It was okay. What is it? The Power of Four? What is it?
I don't know. That's how much I didn't give a fuck about it. But yes.
No, what do they say in the original?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they don't. No, it's like
okay, whatever.
It's just north, south, east, west.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been a very long time since I've seen it. I just know she's like, I don't like Negroids, so I got a bone to pick with you, fucking Marsha Brady. I can't think of her real name.
Ben Stiller's ex-wife.
Oh, they're not married anymore? Oh, okay, I didn't even know. Well, all right, we will see you then. Have a good one. Bye.
Yes, bye.
Where did you hide it, Dan?